the Democratic Republican presidential form of government of the Philippines. His Excellency Rodrigo Roa Duterte, President. Honorable Benjamin E. Diokno, Central Bank Governor. Honorable Carlos G. Dominguez, the Secretary of Finance. Honorable Teodoro Lopez Locsin Jr., UN Permanent Ambassador. Alpha Omega World Development Mars Hall Program, United Nations Pentagon H World Military Divine Government, the Universal Queen of Queens Foundation Incorporated, Bureau of Central Interpol. Date the 30th of April 2019. The Democratic Republican presidential form of government of the Philippines. To Honorable Rodrigo Roa Duterte, President, Malacanang Complex JP Laurel Street, San Miguel, Manila 1005, contact number 784-242-86 local 4029, email mro@malacanang.gov.ph. CC, Honorable Benjamin E. Diokno, Central Bank Governor. CC, Honorable Carlos G. Dominguez III, the Secretary of Finance. CC, Honorable Teodoro Lopez Locsin Jr., Permanent Mission of the Republic of the Philippines to the United Nations, Address 556 Fifth Avenue, New York, New York 10036, between 45th and 46th, email, newiork.pm@nitm.org. Phone, country code 1, area code 212-764-1300/fax, country code 1, area code 212-840-8602. From His Royal Highness King Tiburcio V. Marcos Tilano to GN IV, DUNSC 7-star Governor General World Chairman. His Royal Highness Robert L. Marcos Tilano to GN V, Director for Monetary System, Attorney-in-Fact/Provost Mars Hall/CEO. Alpha Omega World Development Mars Hall Programmed, and the Universal Queen of Queens Foundation Incorporated, Philippines. Subject, the gold backup of your central bank under the Code of Quran, King of Recognized Asset Nations, has already matured. Copy furnished, Head of the 35 International Regulatory Bureaus and Commissions. Greetings to all the Majesties, Highness, Excellency and Honorable. This is in reference to a letter sent, and received electronically through, and snail mail of the Office of President, Office of the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas Governor, UN. Permanent Ambassador, and Office of Secretary of Finance of the Democratic Republican presidential form of government of the Philippines on October 11, 2016. Again, we would like to inform you about the maturity of the gold backup in your central bank, that has to reflect, and registered through the World Bank Group, IMF, U.S. Treasury and Federal Reserve System as follows. Page 1 of 7. Audited Statement of the World Bank Reports pages number 55 to 57. 1. Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas Philippine Islands account number 77, 79, 18, 27, 8. Account number 77, 76, 25, 34 AM 371. 2. Allied Bank Philippine Islands, account number 33, 21, 72, 58, account number 77, 76, 25, 34 AM 357. 3. Banco de Oro Universal Bank, Philippine Islands, account number 77, 72, 33, 5, account number 77, 76, 25, 34 AM 358. 4. Bank of the Philippine Islands, Philippine Islands, account number 20, 77, 73, 05, account number 77, 76, 25, 34 AM 359. 5. China Bank, Philippine Islands, account number 30, 77, 75, 684, account number 77, 76, 25, 34 360, 6, Metrobank, Philippine Islands, account number 67, 77, 32, 10, account number 77, 76, 25, 34 361, 7, PNB, Philippine Islands, account number 87, 77, 23, 04, account number 77, 76, 25, 34 361, 8, RCBC, Philippine Islands, account number 98, 77, 73, 42, account number 77, 76, 25, 34 362, 9, Security Bank, Philippine Islands, account number 77, 73, 20, 87, 4, account number 77, 76, 25, 34 363, 10, Union Bank of the Philippines, Philippine Islands, account number 37, 77, 46, 58, 9, account number 77, 76, 25, 34 364, 11, UCPB, Philippine Islands, account number 10, 07, 77, 38, account number 77, 76, 25, 34 365, 12, Development Bank of the Philippines, Philippine Islands, account number 69, 02, 77, 76, 52, 4, account number 77, 76, 25, 34 366, 13, Land Bank of the Philippines, Philippine Islands, account number 96, 57, 77, 21, 09, 43, account number 77, 76, 25, 34 367, 14, Banco Filipino, Philippine Islands, account number 76, 82, 98, 37, 72, 1, account number 77, 76, 25, 34 368, 15, Philippine Bank of Commerce, Philippine Islands, account number 67, 77, 83, 98, 4, 1, account number 77, 76, 25, 34 369, 16, Philippine Veterans Bank, Philippine Islands, account number 62, 19, 87, 77, 62, 5, account number 77, 76, 25, 34 370, 17, Philtrest Bank, Philippine Islands, account number 19, 87, 77, 65, 86, account number 77, 76, 25, 34 371, 18, Asian Development Bank, Philippine Headquarters, account number 28, 67, 77, 32, 0, account number 77, 76, 25, 34 372. The 60-year bilateral Minesfield Breakthrough Successor Agreements, signed by the international community dating back 1950, maturity in the year 2005 with 5-year moratorium officially ended in the year 2010, in line with the maturity in the year 2005 of the loan backup agreements to the global monetary zone, and to central banks worldwide. Trust and flat accounts have to be restructured, merged, reinvested, moved, or removed and under the rules of law established by the International Court of Justice (ICJ) under Olmstead Law US 277, US 438 of 1928. Those who violated the mutual agreement is punishable in the International Court of Justice, Paris, France, and subject Foreclosure and Operation Embargo Act 1807 under the Banking Law of Bailment under Section 3. The authority to operate the offshore banking system, contributing the world economic problem for a time being comes, and other relevant factors, since the U.S. President George Washington cr. 1790, 1902, 1932, 1942, 1972. The gold bullion is the principal backup of all legal tender governed by the law of treaties ended 2007, by virtue of the power in me vested by the Constitution, do hereby adapting, and proclaim the El Banco Español offshore capital for the purpose, to help the World Economic Development Program of Action in accordance with International Banking Law of Bailment, Section 7. 10, 11, the Philippines Banking System Section 1 and Section 4, Republic Act No. 6426, PD No. 1034 and PD No. 6426 is amended. The El Banco Español Offshore Capital DTV-MLSM 666 duly registered in the Bank International Settlement, such as Trilateral Nations, U.S., Federal Board of Governors System, International Monetary Fund and the World Bank, approve on page 2 of 7. October 4, 1976, and the Board of Governor of the Central Bank, upon the receipt of final guidelines and other corresponding documents TVMLSM 666, authorized to withdraw and deposit any affiliated banks around the world, where the assets are located His Royal Highness King Tiburcio Villamor Marcos Tilano Tajian IV with code name TVMLSM 666 is the sole owner/signatory of all trust and flat accounts lodged in different prime banks and central banks all over the world. Maturity in the year 2005, equipped with 1616 Supreme Court orders as well as protected with global immunities to their assets and properties issued by the Trilateral Commissions, Federal Reserve System, U.S. Treasury and the World Bank Group. Global immunity dated October 4, 1976, that has been extended to all the Provost Mars Halls/offices of the Bureau of Central Interpol issued by the Trilateral Commission, paragraph 1 stated, by virtue of power vested by the group of democratic people known as Trilateral the allied and non-allied nations legislative to enable issued protection to the successor heir/owner of the sources of gold bullion, precious stone and real estate properties covered by OCT. T01-4 Mother Title adopting the Torrens Law as the whole Philippine Archipelago Code of 010L50 in a manner appearing as a long-term investment program amended on October 4, 1976, which shall be known as backup of managerial paper currency. C1 C2 1921 777, maturing 2005. Since the year 2010, he is the sole signatory from the Code of Co-ranking of Recognized Asset Nations, known as C1. C2, 1921, 777 flat and trust account practically deposited all over the world. Maturity in the year 2005. Global Funder to Chile Decree number 01-0-22-7408. He took his oath of office at the Supreme Court of the Philippines. Dated August 11, 1978, through Chief Justice Fred Ruz Castro, and on March 28, 2012 the Supreme Court of the Philippines invited him again, to take his oath for the second time, and was officiated by Chief Justice Renato C. Corona, and lastly he was taking his oath office for the third time on April 15, 2019, administered by Chief Justice Lucas P. Bersamin, being a global funder and peacekeeper for humanities. His Royal Highness King Tiburcio Villamor Marcus Tolano Tagian IV. Department of United Nations Security Council, 7-star Governor General. Chief Justice Fred Ruz Castro, Supreme Court of the Philippines, 1978. Chief Justice Renato C. Corona, Supreme Court of the Philippines, 2012. Page 3 of 7. Chief Justice Lucas P. Bersamin, Supreme Court of the Philippines, 2019. These assets are protected by Treaty of Perpetual, Treaty of Paris dating back December 10, 1898, Treaty of Versailles January 28, 1919 and Treaty of Understanding and Concordance of Agreements dated May 8, 1945, lawfully registered in the Trilateral Society Commission under the law of international, and recognized by the 196 League of Nations. This is also preluding to the UN ECOSOC implementation United Nations Economic and Social Council, known as State of the International Court of Justice Chapter 9 International Economic and Social Cooperation, for the benefit of the world Article 55 with a view to the creation of conditions of stability and well-being which are necessary for peaceful and friendly relations among nations, based on respect for the principle of equal rights and self-determination of peoples. The United Nations shall promote a higher standards of living, full employment, and conditions of economic and social progress and development, b. solutions of international economic, social, health, and related problems, and international cultural and educational cooperation, and c. universal respect for, and observance of, human rights and fundamental freedoms for all without distinction as to race, sex, language, or religion. Article 56. All members pledge themselves to take joint and separate action in cooperation with the organization for the achievement of the purposes set forth in Article 55. Article 57. The various specialized agencies, established by intergovernmental agreement, and having wide international responsibilities, as defined in their basic instruments, in economic, social, cultural, educational, health, and related fields, shall be brought into relationship with the United Nations in accordance with the provisions of Article 63. Such agencies thus brought into relationship with the United Nations are hereinafter referred to as specialized agencies. Article 58. The organization shall make recommendations for the coordination of the policies and activities of the specialized agencies. Article 59. The organization shall, where appropriate, initiate negotiations among the states concerned for the creation of any new specialized agencies required for the accomplishment of the purposes set forth in Article 55. Article 60. Responsibility for the discharge of the functions of the organization set forth in this chapter shall be vested in the General Assembly, and, under the authority of the General Assembly, in the Economic and Social Council, which shall have for this purpose the power set forth in Chapter 10. Since 1950, established the C1 C219, 21, 777, and in 1971 proclamation of the Decree 168 for ABL program, printed demonetized Philippine currency notes inside and outside the Philippines, were the group of the Board of Governors recognized by the Fund Committee by major international financing institutions led by the World Bank, International Monetary Fund IMF, U.S. Federal Reserve System and the U.S. Treasury. The backup of set of ABL Angbagan Lipunan and other demonetized currency under Code of 010L50 based in the decision of the Court of Pasay City, Philippines, in accordance with Republic Act 26, only successor heir is authorized to move and remove the asset commodities in the year 2002-2007, under the law of ownership. Page 4 of 7. Act Article 426, 427 and 428, shall adhere to the proper rules and regulations of the redemption under his Code of 1738 to 777 as embodied in the Certificate of Entitlement with Special Trust deposited by virtue of declaration in trust agreement covered by global immunity and insured at Lloyd's of London Insurance. The right and duties of bailor and bailee. The bailee must exercise care so as not to permit injury to or destruction of the properties of TVMLSM 666 by himself or third party after the maturity date. The bailee return the property in good faith by virtue of the rule of Trilateral Society of Global Fund and must be disagreed. The Article 61, may by the Embargo Act 1807 shall be implemented without court order. The Alpha Omega World Development Mars Hall Program as the institution has been registered with the National Association for Security Dealers Automated Quotation Nasdaq Amex. It has been the backbone of a civilization of the world economy today has designated to implement the UNECOSOC. Article 55. 57, and 63 through the chairmanship of His Royal Highness King Tiburcio Villamor Marcus Tilano Gian the 4th Global Funder with titular decree of 010227408, 7-star Governor General of International Security Council of United Nations. Being the head of your respective country, you are obligated and mandated to be a part to the World Class Act in marshalling the global restructuring and formatting and the global monetary reset of the stimulus gold backup of the global monetary zone of central banks worldwide for another 30 years. This is all for your advantage, having that sovereign guarantee backing up your country's central bank in the printing of managerial paper currency properly adjudicated, acknowledged, and logged at the archive of the Bureau of Engraving and Printing without the fear of violating any international monetary rules of engagement and guidelines like the antitrust violation, as well as getting away from loans being financed and backup by another country. This is also preluding on the implementation of the new world legal order called Freedom and Free Enterprise, as well as the full implementation of UNECOSOC Article 55 program, the national/global infrastructure development projects. The bilateral trilateral agreement will be first come first served with the presence of the international regulatory bureaus and commissions such as 1. Central Intelligence Agency Pentagon CIA, to the Committee of 300, 3. The World Bank Group of USA, 4. The United Nations Organization, 5. The Trilateral Commissions, 6. The World Health Organization WHO, 7. The United States Supreme Court, 8. The Bilderberg Organizations, 9. The US Treasury, 10. The 1313 Federal Reserve System, 11. The Bank Governor of the Federal Reserve System, 12. The Financial Action Task Force, FATF, 13. The International Monetary Fund, IMF, 14. The G20 to 23 nations, 15. The NASDAQ, National Association Security Dealers Amex, 16. The APEC, Asia Pacific Economic Cooperation, 17. The OPEC, Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries, 18. The ECB, European Central Banks, 19. The UN Development Programme, UNDP. Page 5 of 7. 20. The UNIDO, United Nations Industrial Development Organization, 21. The Bank for International Settlement, BIS, 22. The International Security Council UN, 23. The BRICS organizations, Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, 24. The Vatican Caritas Mission, 25. Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth Alexandra Mary Elizabeth II Queen of England, 26. The UNHCR, United Nations High Commissioner Refugees, 27. The International Court of Justice, ICJ, 28. The International Criminal Court, ICC, 29. The UNCTAD, United Nations Conference on Trade and Development, 30. The International Chamber Commerce of 600, 31. Supreme Court of the Philippines, 32. His Majesty King Juan Carlos I and Queen Sofia of Spain, 33. Monetary System of Central Bank of the Philippines, BSP, 34 Securities and Exchange Commission Philippines. SEC 35 International Bureau of Central Interpol IBCI. We need your response as soon as possible, as we don't want to see any country that will be left out nor left behind and will not be assisted. It is your responsibility and obligation to participate as a key player in this global stimulus gold backup, so that your country will no longer be in a financial recession/crisis. In eliminating poverty, this is now your privilege to stop the financial difficulty to your own country. As we await your commitment and positive response as soon as possible. Thank you so much. Truly yours. Signed, Prince Robert L. Marcus Tillanota GN V, Director for Monetary System, CEO/Attorney-in-Fact/Provost Mars Hall, Alpha Omega World Development Mars Hall, codename RLM01-2R13R2A24L. Official page, www.fishbook.com/Alpha Omega World. Central Bank Fishbook, www.fishbook.com. Central Bank Philippines. Signed, Director General Melvin Louis R. Alano, Ministro de Communications, Adjutant General/Mandate Trustee, Provost Mars Hall/Codename MRO026. Signed, General Diosdado S. David, Administrative Auditor, Adjutant General/Mandate Trustee, Provost Mars Hall/Codename DSD 228. Page 6 of 7. Signed, General Dionisio V. Teng, Chief Political Advisor, Adjutant General/Mandate Trustee, Provost Mars Hall/Codename DVT 003. Signed, Adjutant Jocelynito J. Singalibo, Regional Chairman, Adjutant General/Mandate Trustee, Provost Mars Hall/Codename JJS 886. Conformed by. Signed, His Royal Highness Tiburcio Villamor Marcus Tillanota GN IV, Successor Heir of OCTT 01-4/TCTT 408. T498/Hacienda Filipina Archipelago, United Nations, 7-star Governor General, Coran Sol Signatory, Codename, TVMLSM 666. U.S. Treasury ID, IC-60-847-9, Titular Decree Number, 01-022-740A. Federal Reserve System ID number, C60-84-7-9. Global Funder Trilateral number, 54-32-11-01-10. Co-Chairman, the Committee of 300. Member, G20 to 23H World LSM Alpha Omega. Member of the Board, Trilateral Commission. Chairman, El Banco Esperol de Filipino de Isabel. Segundo, World Chairman, Alpha Omega Global Mars Hall Program. Member, the International Security Council of United Nations. The omnipotent creator Alpha Omega World Governance is the main umbrella of United Nations Organization, the Pentagon, the World Bank, the International Monetary Fund, the International Finance Corporation, and invisible governance liable to the outbreak of civilization, is the backbone of nations worldwide, responsible to all global diplomacy, tradings, commerce, banking, communication, and open businesses, either multi, macro or macro transbusinesses. Origin of funds, AAAMCD 777 Infinite Account, established under White Spiritual Boy, Spiritual Wonder Boy, Morning Star and King David RSBLP, 120005, BRSBLP 10 Company Name RSBLP Group of Companies and Bank of RSBLP, audited statement are approved forever and without due opposition, protest and other negative mean by the United Nations organizations, the Committee of 300 and the World Bank Group. For further information visit www.u.n.org, www.icjsij.org, www.icc.org, www.worldbank.org, www.fatgaffy.org. Page 7 of 7.